Week 5 of the fantasy baseball season, and here's a few pitchers I've looked at on the waiver wire. The first guy is Carlos Martinez of the St. Louis Cardinals. So Martinez, he was off to a slow start his first 2 or 3 starts of the year, but right now he's kicking it into gear on the season. 36 and a third inning, 2-4 record for Martinez. 28 hits, 15 earned runs, 2 home runs given up, 9 walks, 20 strikeouts, a 3.72 ERA and a 1.02 whip, and 3 quality starts. But over the last 2 weeks, he's definitely turned it around. Martinez, 21 and a third inning, 2 wins, 1 loss, 11 hits, 2 earned runs, 5 walks, 10 strikeouts, an awesome 0.84 ERA and an 0.75 whip with 3 quality starts. So Martinez, it maybe took him time, but the last 2-3 starts for him, he's definitely pitched well here for this St. Louis team. And this Cardinal team, they're starting to play better baseball. And Martinez, April 21st at Washington, 6 innings, got a tough loss in that one. 4 hits, 1 earned run, a walk, 3 Ks, a 1.50 ERA, and an 0.830 whip with a quality start. April 27th versus Philly, 7 and a third, got the win in that one. 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, a 1.23 ERA, and an 0.55 whip. And then yesterday at the weak Pittsburgh Pirates, 8 innings, got a win, 5 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, an 0.88 whip, and a quality start. So right here, Martinez, he's pitching the baseball well. He's hitting his spots, and maybe it just took him a couple games to get things going. And he's pitched well pretty much versus pretty decent opponents besides the Pirates in yesterday's game. And this Cardinal team, they're starting to find their groove, like I mentioned. And Martinez right now, he's still available in 67% of fantasy leagues. And if you need some starting pitching, you can't go wrong with Martinez. Plus, he also qualifies as a reliever. So right now, he's a good pickup. The second guy is Garrett Richards of the Boston Red Sox. So Richards in the offseason, Red Sox took a shot on him. And when he got the $10 million deal, I was puzzled that they gave him this much money for a guy, let's be honest, who's been injured pretty much the last 2 or 3 seasons on and off. But so far for Richards, 28 and 2/3 of an inning, a 1-2 record, 29 hits, 14 earned runs, 3 homers, 14 walks, which have troubled him, 29 strikeouts, a 4.40 ERA, and a 1.5 whip with 1 quality start. But over his last week here, 12 innings pitched, 1-0 record, 11 hits, 2 earned runs, a homer, a walk, 17 strikeouts, a 1.50 ERA, and a 1 whip with a quality start. So maybe it took Richards as well, like Carlos Martinez, a few starts to get things going. And he's already pitched on the season. His 6 starts is Garrett Richards, but the last 3 for him, April 21st versus Toronto, 4 and a third. Got the loss in that one. 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 6 walks, 2 strikeouts, a 7.71 ERA, and a 2.14 whip. And then April 27th at the New York Mets, he pitched a gem versus Jacob deGrom. What a pitching matchup it was. 7 innings, got the win in that one. 7 hits, 1 earned run, a homer, 10 strikeouts, a 1.29 ERA, a 1 whip, and a quality start. And then yesterday at Texas, a mediocre start. He only went 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, a 1.80 ERA, and 1 whip. So right now, Richards, his strikeout rate's pretty high. But the main thing with him is health. And right now, knock on wood, he's staying healthy here for this Boston Red Sox team. And this Red Sox team's off to a surprisingly good start so far this season. And Richards, he's definitely a player worth an ad, where there's a lot of struggle in starting pitchers so far to start the season. And he's available in 81% of fantasy leagues. So I will go out there and get him. The next guy's Madison Bumgardner of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And Bumgardner, he's on the list once again like he was in week 4. And his adage has gone through the roof. In the last 2 weeks, he's gone up 24%, and he just Bumgardner. And Bumgardner, he had that 7-inning doubleheader no-hitter, which obviously don't count as a no-hitter, but he still had a great game, no doubt about it. On the season, 30 and 2/3 of an inning, 3-2 record, 28 hits, 19 earned runs, 4 homers given up, 10 walks, 33 strikeouts, still a 5.58 ERA, a 1.24 whip, and 1 quality start from Bumgardner. But Bumgardner, in the last couple weeks, 12 innings pitched, 2-0 record, 4 hits, 1 earned run, a walk, 13 strikeouts, an 0.75 ERA, and an 0.42 whip with a quality start. So Bumgardner, he's starting to get things going in the last 3 starts for him, and this is what the Diamondbacks paid him the big money for. And right now, he's coming through here for Arizona, and fantasy owners, they've definitely taken a notice and added him. April 18th at Washington, 5 innings, got the win, 2 hits, 1 earned run, a homer, giving up 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, a 1.80 ERA, and an 0.60 whip. Then April 25th, like I mentioned earlier, the 7-inning no-hitter versus the Braves. In Game 2 of a doubleheader, 7 innings, got the win, 7 strikeouts, no ERA, no whip, no walks, giving up 1 quality start. 30th versus the Rockies, 5 innings, got the win in that one, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, a 1.80 ERA, and a 1 whip. So right now, he's keeping the ball in the strike zone. He's getting pretty easy outs, as Bumgardner. And this Arizona team, they're giving him a decent amount of run support as well. And right now, he's available in 56% of fantasy leagues. And his next start's May 6th at Miami. So Bumgardner, I think he's definitely worth an ad this week here at the pitching position. Pitches Jose Urena of the Detroit Tigers. So Urena here, former Miami Marlin. He went to Detroit this offseason. 35 2/3, 1-4 record, 29 hits, 14 earned runs, 1 homer, 16 walks, 28 strikeouts. But his ERA, whip, and quality starts are pretty good at 3.53 ERA, a 1.26 whip, and 4 quality starts in the last 2 weeks here. 21 innings, 1-1 record, 15 hits, 5 earned runs, 5 walks, 11 strikeouts, a 2.14 ERA, and a 0.95 whip with 3 quality starts. So Urena, he's pitching the baseball well. But obviously this Detroit Tiger team is not a good team, and they don't score many runs, and he's been a tough luck loser in the last 3 starts for Urena. April 22nd versus Pittsburgh, 7 innings, a no decision, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, a 2.57 ERA, and a 0.86 whip with a quality start. April 27th at the White Sox, 7 innings, got the win, 7 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 2 Ks, a 1.29 ERA, and a 1.43 whip and a quality start. And then yesterday versus the Yankees, he went out there in Yankee Stadium and he pitched well. 7 innings, got the loss, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, 7 strikeouts, a 2.57 ERA, and 0.57 whip with a quality start. So obviously, Urena, he's not going to get many wins for this ball club. They're just a bad team, and they don't score many runs as Detroit. But if you need some decent strikeouts, decent ERA, and a guy who's going to actually get quality starts and pitch pretty deep into games like he has over the last couple outings, he's a guy definitely worth an ad, and he's available in 92% of fantasy leagues. The next pitcher is Domingo Germán of the New York Yankees. So Germán, he's been out for almost 2 seasons with his legal troubles and his injuries, but right now he's been pitching well in the last few games on the season. 20 innings, 2-2 record, 22 hits given up, 9 earned runs, 4 homers, 4 walks, 19 strikeouts, a 4.05 ERA, and a 1.30 whip with 2 quality starts. So Germán, the last 2 starts though, he's definitely turned things around, and he starts tomorrow versus the Houston Astros at the stadium. So the last 3 starts for Germán: April 10th at Tampa, 4 innings, got the loss, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 homers given up, a walk, 5 strikeouts, 9 ERA, a 2.25 whip. April 22nd versus Cleveland, he went out there, went 6 innings, got the win, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, 6 strikeouts, a 3 ERA, a 1.33 whip, and a quality start. And then his last outing in Baltimore, he pitched a gem, 7 innings, got the win, 3 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 0 ERA, 0.57 whip, and a quality start. So the last 2 outings here, even though it's versus lesser ball clubs in Cleveland and Baltimore, Germán, he's gone out there and gotten the job done. And right now, I know he plays in a tough division with Toronto, Tampa, and obviously the Boston Red Sox. But Germán, he's on a good Yankee team that should make it deep into the playoffs. And he's a player that should be added in more fantasy leagues. And he's available in 61% of fantasy leagues is Germán. The next pitcher I would look to add on waivers this week is Yohanna of the Atlanta Braves. So Yohanna, he's been a hot pickup over the last week and a half on the season. 27 in the third inning, 2 wins, 1 loss, 19 hits, 9 earned runs, 5 homers, giving up 6 walks, 34 strikeouts, a nice 2.96 ERA, 0.91 whip, and 2 quality starts. And last week, 11 in the third innings, he went 2 wins, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, a homer, 3 walks, 14 strikeouts, a 1.59 ERA, 0.79 whip with a quality start. So, he's been pitching well the last 2 out of his last 3 starts. And this Brave team, in my opinion, they're still the best team in the NL East. They're going to score a lot of runs. They just got to get their starting pitching together. And I think Yohanna could be a good 4th or 5th starter for this Brave team throughout the season. And he has his next start is tomorrow at the Washington Nationals. So the last 3 starts for Yohanna. April 17th versus Chicago. 4 innings. He got bombed in that one. Got the loss. 7 hits, 6 earned, 3 homers given up, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, a 13.5 ERA, and a 2 whip. April 23rd versus Arizona. 6 innings. Got the win. 2 hits, 2 earned runs, a homer, a walk, 5 Ks, a 3 ERA, 0.50 whip, and a quality start. And then versus the Cubs on April 28th, 5 in the third, got the win, 4 hits, 2 walks, a nice 9 strikeouts, no ERA, a 1.13 whip. So Yohanna, he gets a decent amount of strikeouts. Like I mentioned, he's on one of the better teams in all of Major League Baseball, and they're going to get him good run support. They're going to play good behind him, and right now he's definitely worth an ad, and he's only available in 42% of fantasy leagues, which is Matt Harvey of the Baltimore Orioles. So Matt Harvey, he's been a pretty decent surprise so far in the early going here for Baltimore on the season. 31 innings, 3-1 record, 31 hits, 14 earned runs, 2 homers given up, 9 walks, 22 strikeouts, a 4.06 ERA, and a 1.29 whip with a quality start. So obviously Matt Harvey with the New York Mets in the 2013-2012 season, where he really went off for that team and was one of the best pitchers in all of baseball, and also started an All-Star game. So it's been a tough road for Harvey. But this season so far, he's kicked it into gear, and he's pitched pretty decent. I'm not saying he's been lights out, but he's pitched well. April 20th at Miami, 5 innings, got the win, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, a 5.40 ERA, and a 1.60 whip. Then April 26th versus the Yankees, 6 innings, got the win, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, a 1.50 ERA, a 1 whip, and a quality start. May 1st versus the Oakland Athletics, 5 2/3, got the win, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, a strikeout, a 3.18 ERA, and a 1.24 whip. So Harvey, he's going about 5 or 6 innings for the most part. But right now, it's a good sign seeing him pitch well, even though a couple of the matchups have been pretty nice matchups going in his favor. For him to get a win, though, versus the New York Yankees and pitch well is pretty impressive, in my opinion. And his next start's May 7th versus the Boston Red Sox, so we'll see how Harvey does in that one. And right now, he's available in 95% of fantasy leagues. So if you need a guy that could spot start, or if you got a lot of injuries, I don't think Harvey's the worst ad in the world right now on the waiver wire, and I would definitely give him a shot. The next guy is Mike Fulton of the Texas Rangers. So Fulty, the former Atlanta Brave, where he made the All-Star team a few seasons ago. Now he's relocated with the Texas Rangers in the offseason. And so far in the season for Fulton, 33 in the third inning, 1-3 record, 35 hits, 16 earned runs, 9 homers given up, which has always been a problem for him, giving up the long ball, and especially playing in Texas where that ball really carries its trouble. 8 walks, 31 strikeouts, though, a 4.32 ERA, and a 1.29 whip with 3 quality starts, so it ain't all that bad for Fulton. And over the last couple outings, 11 1/3 in the last week, 1 win, 15 hits, 3 earned runs, a homer, a walk, 9 strikeouts, a 2.38 ERA, and a 1.14 whip with a quality start. So Fulton, he's pitching about 5 or 6 innings a game here for this Texas team. And to be honest, I don't think this division's all that great besides maybe Oakland and Houston here. So he's going to have some pretty decent matchups. And we've seen him take advantage of the Los Angeles Angels in his last 2 out of 3 outings. April 21st at the Angels, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 homers, giving up 6 strikeouts, a 4.50 ERA, a 1.17 WHIP, and a quality start. April 27th versus the Angels again, 5 1/3, got the win, 8 hits, 1 earned run, 4 Ks, 1.69 ERA, 1.5 WHIP. And then yesterday versus the Boston Red Sox, 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, a homer, a walk, 5 strikeouts, a 3 ERA, 1.33 WHIP, and a quality start. So obviously the troubling signs is the home runs and the hits given up here by Fulton with a high WHIP. But honestly, this season he hasn't walked many batters, which is a pretty good sign where control was an issue for him early on his career. But the hits and home runs given up definitely have to go down, because obviously the more home runs hit, the more earned runs given up. But right now he's another guy available in 92% of fantasy leagues, and if you need some starting pitching help desperately, I think he's worth a decent ad. I wouldn't go out there and rush to get him, but if you need some pitching in deeper leagues, he's definitely worth an ad. Next pitch is Josh Stammen of the Kansas City Royals. So the Royals, they're off to a roaring start, and a surprising start in my opinion this season in that AL Central here. So Stammen on the season, 13 1/3 innings, 3 saves, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 5 walks, 12 strikeouts, an 0.68 ERA, and an 0.60 WHIP. So Stammen, it looks like he's the closer here for the Kansas City Royals. And like I mentioned, this Royal team, they're on top of the division over there in the AL Central, and Stammen, he's coming in and he's getting the job done so far this season. And the last few outings for him, April 23rd at Detroit, went 1 inning in that one, 1 walk, a strikeout, 1 WHIP, didn't get the save. But April 24th, he came back at Detroit, went the 9th inning in that one, got the win in that, 2 strikeouts, no ERA, no WHIP. April 26th at Detroit again, another 9th inning save, 1 walk, a K. And then versus the Pittsburgh Pirates, April 28th, 1 1/3, got a save in that one as well, 2 strikeouts, so a clean 4 outs. We haven't seen Stammen pitch in the last couple days here, since those games have been out of the hand at Minnesota either way. But now Stammen, he's been a big pickup over the last couple days here, and he's only available in 42% of fantasy leagues. But if you need some closer help, Stammen's definitely worth an ad. And the final pitcher I look to add on waivers this week's Justice Sheffield of the Seattle Mariners. So Sheffield, he was a big sleeper for me coming into the season, and so far we've seen a mixed bag of results for Sheffield. 28 innings, 2-2 record, 29 hits given up, 13 earned runs, 3 homers, 11 walks, 24 strikeouts, a 4.18 ERA, 1.43 WHIP, and 2 quality starts for Sheffield so far in the first 5 starts with 2 quality ones. And the last 3 outings for him, like I mentioned, a mixed bag. The April 19th versus the Dodgers, 5 2/3, got the win, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, a homer given up, 6 Ks, a 4.76 ERA, 1.24 WHIP. April 26th at Houston, 5 1/3, got the loss in that one, and he got lit up, 12 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks, a 6.75 ERA, a 2.44 WHIP. And yesterday versus the Los Angeles Angels, he pitched a great game, 6 innings, got the win, 2 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, no ERA, 0.83 WHIP, and a quality start. So Sheffield, he's a middle-of-the-pack type of pitcher, and obviously a former top prospect in the Yankee farm system, which they dealt them off for James Paxton. But Paxton then this offseason re-signed with Seattle, but he's out possibly for the season. But anyway, I think Sheffield's a pretty good starter, and I think he could get the job done. And last season we saw him pitch well with a 3.58 ERA in 55 innings, also with 6 quality starts. So the thing for him is control issues, and he already has 11 walks this season. So if he could get the control issues under control, I think Sheffield could be good. And like I said, he's available in 78% of fantasy leagues, but he's definitely worth an ad. So that's a few pitchers I would look to add on waivers here in week 5 of the fantasy baseball season.